guys, welcome to my Oscars 2014 wrap-up video. I'm going to be talking about the best and worst of this year's Academy Awards, and it was a great show. But before I get into it, I want to thank anyone who is following me on Twitter and following all my live tweeting of the Oscars. This is the first time ever that I've tweeted through a whole awards show, and this was a long one, so I forgot how exhausting it actually is. But it was a lot of fun too. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. I had a lot of fun seeing what all my friends were saying and stuff. So if you partook in that, thank you very much. Okay, so let's start out by talking about the theme. It was Heroes in Hollywood that made for a couple of great montages. I really enjoyed the montages. Montages always make me want to cry, but it's a good cry. It's like a, oh my god, it's so great cry. So let's talk about some of the best moments. First of all, quick shout out, Sidney Poitier was there. He presented with Angelina Jolie, and it was great to see him. He is a treasure. So let's talk a bit about Ellen's hosting, meaning Ellen DeGeneres, if you guys didn't know. I'm sure you knew. Let's talk about her monologue. It wasn't like a big production number. There wasn't any singing. There wasn't any Ellen trademark dancing. It was really simple. She told jokes. It was laid back. It was fun. I enjoyed it. She had this running joke throughout the show about ordering pizza for a lot of the celebrities in the first few rows, because apparently those are the only people that matter. So it kept going on, maybe a little too long, but she was like, who wants pizza? And then they actually ordered it, and it arrived, and Brad Pitt was passing out paper plates, which was cool. He is a dad to like 6 kids, so I'm sure he's used to that crap. And she was going down the line like, do you want pizza? Do you want pizza? And she got to Leo DiCaprio, and he was like, I don't want pizza. So good for Leo for not giving in to peer pressure. But then she came back later and was like collecting money for the pizza. It was funny. So she also was very active on social media throughout the show. She was taking a lot of selfies, and she actually took this giant selfie with a bunch of the front few row celebrities. I think, what's his name? Bradley Cooper was in there, Lupita was in there, Meryl was in there. There were a ton of people in there. Jennifer Lawrence was in there. And they took the selfie. She posted it on Twitter, and it became the most retweeted picture ever on Twitter. She broke Twitter. It wasn't working for a little bit. It's back now, don't worry. But that was pretty cool, and that picture is going to be everywhere. So one last little fun thing. She dressed up as Glinda the Good Witch after the Wizard of Oz tribute, which we'll get to. So now let's talk about a few of the moments. Liza Minnelli was in attendance, and she was having a rough night. Ellen took a little jab at her during the monologue. It was all in good fun, but she was talking about how, oh wow, there's a great Liza Minnelli impersonator in the audience. But she was talking about a male impersonator, and Liza did not seem thrilled with that joke. But later on in the show, Ellen tried to make it up to her with a little selfie moment of her own. It was just kind of awkward and weird. She didn't really get it at first, and but then she was left out of the big giant selfie that was retweeted a million bajillion times, and the picture that not as many people saw was behind, like looking at the backs of all the people in the selfie. You could see that Liza tried to jump in there, but she was too short and she couldn't get in the picture, and it was just the saddest thing I've ever seen. So she was left out of that big moment. Another thing she was left out of, the Wizard of Oz tribute. So they had Liza, Lorna, and their brother all in the audience, and you would think that they would kind of like sing or something, I don't know, but take part in the tribute more than just being like recognized for being there. I don't know if it's just too much now for them to perform, but they didn't get to sing, which I thought was kind of weird. Maybe they said no, I don't know. But it was a strange moment. Another strange moment, Matthew McConaughey presenting with Kim Novak. I don't even know what was even happening there. It was very strange. She was basically the Jacqueline Bisset of the Oscars. I don't think she knew what was happening. And I felt bad for Matthew McConaughey. It was kind of like when Anne Hathaway was hosting the Oscars a couple years ago with James Franco. She kind of left him hanging. It was rough. Some teleprompter mishaps. Zac Efron can't read. How does he memorize his scripts? Also, Ellen, I don't think this was her fault. I think it was wrong on the teleprompter. She was introducing Kristen Bell, but she was really introducing Kristen B.L. Whatevs. So, moving on. There were some great speeches tonight. Jared Leto for Best Supporting Actor. He was bringing the real world into his speech, talking about Ukraine and Venezuela really quickly, and talking about his mommy, who he brought to the show, and it was just a really nice speech. Lupita Nyong'o for Best Supporting Actress. She got to accept her award from Christoph Waltz. That is a dream in itself. But then she gave this beautiful speech. She's just such an eloquent person. And she said this great quote at the end, no matter where you're from, your dreams are valid. And that just really, like, that was great. And it made me want to be more of a dreamer. So, this wasn't really a speech, but Bill Murray was presenting an award. I think it was for Best Cinematography. And he basically nominated Harold Ramis, which was a nice moment, just recognizing his friend. Rest in peace. And, we had an EGOT winner today, which is really exciting. That's when you win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. That's a big deal. So, it was one of the, I guess, writers for Let It Go from Frozen. And him and his writing partner, I think they were married, I'm not sure. I think they were husband and wife. Had this awesome rhyming acceptance speech. It was so cute. One of the best speeches of the night. And we're going to come back to the last few speeches at the end. But now I want to talk about some of the great performances of the night. Pharrell singing Happy from Despicable Me 2. It was a great performance, but he brought back that crazy Smokey the Bear Arby's hat from the Grammys. What? Also, he was dressed a little too casually for my taste. This is the Oscars after all. I'm not saying you gotta go full out with the tux, but like the sweat jacket with, was he wearing jeans? I don't even remember. It was just not up to par for the Oscars. But the performance was great, and he even got some of the actresses in the front row to dance, so that was fun. Lupita, Amy Adams, Meryl Streep. It was great. Moving on. The Moon song from Her. Loved this performance. It was understated, dreamy, loved it. And then during an acceptance speech, I think it was for either Best Short Documentary or Feature-Length Documentary, I can't remember which one. The one about the backup singers. Darlene Love got to have a little moment during this acceptance speech, and she was just singing away, and which is pretty much been a trend during this award season. A lot of people singing during acceptance speeches, but Bill Murray effing loved it. They cut to him at the end and he was like, oh. It was funny. Okay, so I spoke a little bit about the Wizard of Oz tribute before. It was the 75th anniversary of that film, so they did a little montage, video montage in the back while Pink was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. She nailed it. I'm not a huge Pink fan for some reason. I can't really put my finger on why. It's weird. I don't know. You know when you just, like, aren't a fan of someone? I think she's really talented, but for some reason, I'm not a huge fan. But she nailed this performance. It was so awesome. And her gown, gorgeous. Okay. And then Bette Midler came out after the In Memoriam video tribute, and she sang Wind Beneath My Wings. It was amazing. I'm not even exaggerating. It was one of the best performances of the night. It was awesome. You guys should definitely check it out if you didn't see it. And then that brings me to my final, like, amazing performance of the night, because there were some other ones that were awesome, but the ones that I mentioned were like, wow. This one, Idina Menzel singing Let It Go from Frozen. But before we talk about that, no, I'll just say the performance was excellent. It was awesome. Idina's just a great performer. Broadway. But that was totally overshadowed by John Travolta's craziness. He was introducing this number, and he comes out. First of all, the hair. Stop. No one believes it. Okay, second, he responds to the applause with, thank you, I love you. What? Alright, and then I don't even know what the hell happened after that. He had a rough, rocky intro going into that Idina Menzel introduction. He was like, wickedly, and then he was like, here's Adele Dazeem. What? Her name is Idina Menzel. I was laughing for like 20 minutes straight, and then I was going through the whole broadcast again to pick out the best and worst moments, and I lost it again for another good 15 minutes. I will not let it go. See what I did there? But yeah, it was insane. It was probably my favorite moment of the night. Adele Dazeem. What? I really hope he's gonna explain himself within the next 24 hours. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I'd like to leave it unexplained, but it was just crazy. So the last few speeches of the night, Cate Blanchett for Best Actress. She's just perfection. That gown was gorgeous. She's like Lupita, eloquent speaker. She's got great things to say. I could listen to her all day. Matthew McConaughey for Best Actor. He was talking about how his hero is himself like 10 years away. Great stuff. He threw in his all right. Everyone was freaking out. Good times. And the big winner of the night, okay, Gravity won the most awards, but the big winner, Best Picture, 12 Years a Slave. Yes. Steve McQueen, the director. Yes, we love you. He didn't win Best Director, but he's great, and he knows how to give a great speech. So that is my take on the 2014 Oscars. I want to know what you guys thought. Again, thank you for chatting with me on Twitter, but I want to know in these comments what you thought. What were your favorite moments? What was not so great? What did you think about John Travolta? And whatever you want, let me know. Thank you for watching, and until next time, much love.
Edit.